Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Today we're going to be doing a fast little dinner here. I already pre-made wontons a couple of weeks ago, and they're the pork wontons, and I made fresh broth. So I have my fresh broth here, some of my fresh broth. I had it in the refrigerator and I skimmed the top of it, took off all the excess fat, which is wonderful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a small version of what we're going to have for dinner tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get 4 cups of broth in my nice pot here. I'm going to turn it to about a medium high right now. Get it started. Okay, so I cut up 1 mushroom and 1 green onion. Green onion is from the garden. They're absolutely fantastic. We're still recovering from the crickets we had, so we're trying to get our garden all grown out and beautiful and get caught up before our winter hits us here in Nevada. But I'm so excited. Super delicious, super grateful that we were able to recover some stuff. The other day when I had made my broth fresh, I didn't use any salt. No chicken bouillon, no salt. I just used pepper, vegetables, and the chicken. The reason being is because I knew I was going to make a wonton soup, because I wanted to show you guys how, we made these a couple of videos ago. And we decided, well, we're just going to put them in our freezer like we always do and vacuum seal them and show you guys so that we can have a pre-planned meal or a pre-prep meal, and it's fast. So my broth has no salt in it whatsoever. I have 4 cups of broth. I'm going to add 1 cup of wonton. You could either use the wonton or you could just use, I use Knorr. You could use this, because this, with the ginger and all the vegetables and the chicken I have in here, this would be almost equivalent to this. To me, this is a little bit saltier. So I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stir the base soup into the water. Here, I'm just going to stir it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do for this portion of my fresh broth. Then the other ones, I will either add probably the chicken stock, or I'll add something else to it. So I just want to show you, because I told you guys that I do this all the time, and it does work. It's really easy. We actually had wontons the other night because I was hungry for them, so we had them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just let this sit there for a minute more, because I just took it out. We had it in our vacuum seal. And then what I'm going to do is I have 4 together. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a couple of these away. I'm going to put this other pack away. That's too many wontons to show you for dinner tonight. We only need 4 per everybody's soup. That's what I'm going to do. Because I don't want to unthaw them all, because once you start to unthaw them, then you got to separate them, and if you don't, you'll have problems. So here's the wonton. It comes out that easy. Just don't be as tough as I'm being. Okay, I'm just going to let this one sit here for a minute. And what I'm going to do is give this a minute to unthaw just a little bit. I'm going to drop my 1 mushroom in. This is just my fast pot of soup. I'm going to drop half the green onion in, and then I'm just going to let this heat. And then what we're going to do, as soon as this is just coming to a nice boil, we'll go ahead and throw in our wontons and our shrimp, and we'll let it do its little thing. Here's the other one. And if you just give it 1 minute, it'll just come out really nice. There you go. There's the third. And these are nicely stuffed. I'm an overstuffer. So we're going to get some serious flavor in those wontons, because I have a lot of meat in those wontons. So I'm going to go ahead and put my stock back up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this come to a boil. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll add everything to the soup as soon as it comes to a boil. We're back. Okay, it only took about a minute and a half, 2 minutes for the stove top to bring everything to a nice boil. What I'm going to do is my mushrooms are doing great. I just did the fingernail test, and they're doing great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my wonton in, all 4 of them. And then I do 4 pieces of shrimp for everybody's soup. So I went ahead, I'm going to just put the 4 in. And then I'm just going to let these boil a little bit for just a few minutes. And then everything will be nice and done. I'm just going to give my broth a taste. Absolutely great. And I do not even have all the flavor there yet. And then, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the chili oil. I like chili oil in my wonton soup. So I'm going to grab the chili oil and we're going to use this. I'm just going to put a drip in when it's time. But we're just going to let this come to, just going to let it boil for just a minute. And then what we'll do is we'll come back because it'll just take just about a minute. And then as soon as the wontons are floating, we'll come back and plate it. Welcome back. Okay, everything is nice and hot. I'm just going to put it in this bowl because I want you to see how everything just looks, how it came out, the color of the broth. Everything is seasoned perfectly, unless you like even more salt, but I did add a teaspoon of the wonderful wonton soup mix because that's what I'm having tonight. And I actually like my wonton soup a little bit on the plain side. I'm a little plain, so I like mine a little bit on the plain side. So what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to try and fool anybody. I cannot use chopsticks. Man, my husband can use chopsticks. Okay, so I just want a teeny little bit. I better do like this so I don't mess up. Because, I mean, I will eat it, but I don't want everybody else to have to eat it. But I always add just a little bit of chili oil to mine. And actually, I usually add a lot of chili oil to mine. Where sometimes when I go to take a drink of the broth, you suck it in your cough. Let's try the broth. Excellent. Broth is absolutely excellent. Let's get these onions in. I'm going to try a piece of the wonton. I already tried a piece of the wonton, but we're going to try another piece. Just going to give it a stir. See, here's the shrimp and everything. Looks absolutely delicious. The filling is very flavorful in the wonton. If you like the content, if you would please like, share, and subscribe, I'd be most grateful. And this is my easy wonton soup. Appreciate you all. Have a good, blessed day today.